What's up, Bodyweight Warriors, and welcome back to another video and another follow-along. Today we're going to be going over a spinal flexibility routine. This is a pretty chilled out routine focused around breathing and just moving the spine through rotation and extension. And flexion should be a pretty feel-good one. As always, the full offline version PDF will be available in the link in the description down below. Whilst down there is also the link to my app Tribe if you want any other programs, whether that be for flexibility, handstands, strength, we got you covered. But other than that, let's jump into this routine. Really, you're going to need nothing for the most part. I would recommend a yoga mat, some just nice open space, but you probably will want a bolster or some yoga blocks towards the end of this routine. I'm going to start things off, and you just want to be comfortable here. Don't have to be sat down like I am. You can be standing, you can be sat on a sofa, on a chair, whatever works. We just need to have some movement in the upper body. And we're going to kick things off by thinking about breathing. Breathing plays an integral part in the movement of the spine. So we're just going to start off with connecting the breath to the movement. So we're going to inhale, and then as you inhale, we're going to go into extension. So I'm just going to look up towards the sky as high as I can. I'm going to exhale, and I'm just going to tuck the chin. Inhale, again, look up. And then exhale, tuck the chest. So we're just going to do about 10 of these, kind of work your way into it, kind of calm down, slow down your breathing a little bit, keep it in time with the movement, nice, slow and controlled at your own time. 10 in total, should be on 4, maybe 5 by now, so I'm going to join in on 4. Just the head at the moment, so we're just flexing from the cervical spine, the top of the spine. As we get to sort of 6 or 7 of these, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start bringing that pivot point a little bit further down. So as I inhale and look up, I'm then going to start arching a little bit through my chest. I'm going to try and extend, pull my shoulder blades back, feel my chest expand. And then as I exhale, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to let my chest round, hollow out here. I'm going to feel the air being pulled out of my diaphragm, let the shoulders round, and reverse. You can almost make this a little bit more extreme or more intense with each breath. So we curl down a little bit further. As we inhale, we extend a little bit further back. You can use your hands if you want to. Just really work into it as feels good. Good, 2 more. Right, so now we're going to stay on the head, on the neck. We're going to do some rotations of the head. So for this one, we need to find all 4 points. So we've already found forward and back. We can just find side, and now the other side. And then we can think about doing those 4 points together. So we can go first, exhale, tuck the chin. Then as you inhale, move to the right hand side. Find the back position. As you begin to exhale, go to the left, back to tucking the chin. And then gradually, we can link that up. So as we inhale, we move round to extension. As we exhale, we pass through the left-hand side and begin to tuck the chin. As you're doing this, the most important thing to protect the neck is to think about somebody's got a piece of rope in there, pulling your head off the top. So they're going to try and pull it in the direction that you're rotating. So you're going to always try and reach the head away in the direction. We're just going to do 3 one way, clockwise, anti-clockwise, 3 the other way. So I'm going to go to the right hand side to begin with. So exhale, tuck the chin, pull the head away, begin to rotate, inhale, all the way around, start exhaling. There's 3 of those that way. Try and keep your shoulders relatively stationary as you're doing this. Think about your head being pulled off the shoulders. And 1 more. And come back to the center. I'm just going to reverse the direction. So we go to the left-hand side now. And one last one. Perfect. We're just going to do the same thing now with the sternum as our point of rotation. So again, we've got forwards, we've got backwards. So find those 2 points. Then we've got sideways. Try to feel like, imagine somebody's pulling you by this towards the side. I'm going to move to the other side. And I'm going to try and connect those points together. So forwards, side, back, side. Forwards, side, back, side. And you can then begin to link them together. And again, we inhale as we extend, we exhale as we flex. Very simple, we're just going to do 3 per direction, and then we can move on from the breathing drills. But breathing is going to be an important part throughout. So, inhale, extend, let's move to the right hand side. As you exhale, come into flexion. So 3. As we get to that extended center position, we're going to inhale and move to the left hand side. I actually think this one works a little bit better if you're standing up, but for the sake of filming, I've done this one sat down. It's nice and slow at your own pace. Focus on your breathing. Right, so we're going to loosen things up, shake that off, and then when you're ready, we're going to begin into a pike position. So we're just going to start in a comfortable pike, so use your hands to assist. If you can't quite get there, feel free to bend the legs slightly, so sort of stomach's resting on the thighs. Should be a relatively relaxed position. We're just going to transition down, deepest squat we can do, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to go back. And it's just a comfortable part. I'm not trying to straighten my legs. I'm not trying to be super tense here. I'm just kind of letting my body hang and flop. We're just going to do a few of these. So inhale, go down. Exhale, let the hamstrings lengthen. Let gravity pull your body into that pike stretch. One last one here. Exhale into that pike. Again, slightly bent legs this time. And then from here, we're going to do some elephant walks. So I'm going to rotate first of all to the right hand side. I'm going to extend my left leg, keep my right leg bent. I'm going to pause for a second here. I'm going to exhale, go to the other side. I'm going to straighten my right leg and keep my left leg bent. Should feel a little bit of a stretch through the lower back, through the hamstring. Again, we can do this with our breathing. So we inhale, we move, we exhale, we move. So we're going to do 10 in total of these. If you're kind of sat up here, can't quite touch toes, just bend the legs enough so that as you come round, you make an effort to slightly straighten one, feel more of a stretch back to the center. The hands kind of want to be able to drag on the floor. Just a couple more per side. Last one on the right hand side. Last one on the left hand side. You're then going to try and walk forward or walk backwards. So we get into a downward dog position. Now we don't have to go max downward dog here. Just kind of get into a comfortable one. You can shift from side to side. Try to get those heels down. Try to straighten the legs. Sort of open up through the chest. We're going to inhale and shift forward into an upward dog. And the same thing here. We're just going to shift around side to side, kind of move around. Feel it out a little bit, take a few breaths here. Shouldn't be a particularly intense position. Now we're going to press back up. As we press back up, I'm going to try and think about curling up through the shoulders first, then pushing the hips back, then sitting on the heels. Same thing again, move side to side. Shuffle around, you can bend the legs if it's a bit too intense. You can try some of that twisting, so similar to the elephant walks that we just did. And again, try to feel like you're curling up the spine as we go back into an upward dog. Just gonna pause here again. for another 10 or so seconds. I personally quite like shifting from side to side in this one. It just feels fluid. Means I can kind of just feel out where I'm feeling tight on that day. Specifically in those two positions, it hits so much area. Right, we're gonna lie now face down on the ground. So just relax down, forward. And from here, we're gonna lift both arms overhead, both legs straight. And we're gonna do a set of 3 contractions. And then for this contraction, we're going to focus on just the left arm only. So the left arm's doing the effort. And what we're going to try and do here is a contralateral extension. So I'm going to try and lift up my left arm and my right leg. At the same time that I'm doing that, I'm going to try and press my right hand and my right leg down onto the ground. So I'm doing 2 opposites. I'm lifting my left arm and my right leg, and I'm pressing down the right arm and the left leg. So just give that a go, try and figure it out. Do one at a time, so you can just do the lift first, do the press, then try and do both together. Important to understand that contraction. And then we're going to do a hold of 10 seconds where we work up to close to maximum effort. We're going to try and lift those hand and that foot as high as we can, and we're going to try and press that hand and the foot into the ground as hard-ish as we can. So when you're ready, we're going to 3, 2, 1. We're going to lift and press. Remember to do both at the same time. Lifting that foot now as high as you can. Keep on lifting, keep on pressing, keep on lifting, keep on pressing. 2, 1. Okay, relax. From here, we're going to move both arms to a 90-degree position. We're going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to try and lift my hand up. On this side, I'm going to lift my left leg, and I'm going to press my hand down and press my foot down. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Lift and press. High as you can. Both with the foot and the hand. Keep lifting. Keep pressing. 3, 2, 1. And then final position, I'm going to place hands, palms down by our side. Same thing. I'm going to lift my left arm, lift my left leg. I press my right shoulder now down into the ground and my right foot. So shoulder this time, not the hand pressing down. So get ready to lift. 3, 2, 1. Lift. Press the right shoulder down, left foot down, right hand up, right foot up, left hand up. It gets a bit confusing. Keep pressing. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And from here, we're going to lie on the side. So we're going to lie on our right hand side, top of the right shoulder, hand outstretched. Tuck those legs in, left hand on top. Reach away with the left hand first, and then we're going to try and draw the biggest circle we can, keeping the hand on the ground. If you get to a point in which you hit and you're like, hand kind of wants to lift, or you can't feel like you can get past that point, this is when breathing comes in. So we're going to take a deep breath, hold that position, exhale, and we're going to try and keep rotating past that point. You're going to try and draw the biggest circle you can all the way around, keeping knees on the ground, hand on the ground, all the way around to the back. Feel the spine kind of rotating, making that effort to rotate. And then as you bring the hand back, you're going to do a nice big circle again until it meets. We're going to do 3 per side, breathing as you need to. So again, pausing in those points if you want to, but think about it nice and slow. So it'll take a good 10 seconds each way. So, should have done 1 rep by now. If you haven't, let's move on to the second rep. So begin with inhaling. Begin drawing that circle. Pause if you need to at any point that feels just a little bit uncomfortable. Breathe through it. Rotate all the way around. And then back. I'm having to do a bit of object avoidance here. Last one. Make sure you're keeping that knee placed down on the ground, this right hand pressing firmly down to the ground and that left hand staying in contact as you make the circle. And we'll reverse that motion. Hopefully not too many people watching this video and getting the left and rights mixed up, because it can get confusing. Perfect. So we're then going to stay same position. We're going to lie down. We're going to repeat that process exactly the same So we're now going to do the opposite. So I'm going to press my left hand down into the ground, my right foot down into the ground, lift my right arm, lift my left foot. Cool. 3 10-second reps. So get ready to lift. We're going to lift in 3, 2, 1. Right hand up, left foot up, left hand down, right foot down. Keep lifting high as you can. Keep pressing down. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Hands now go to 90 degrees. Same thing. We're going to lift right hand up, left hand down. And lift. Keep lifting. Make that squeezing effort down as well. 3, 2, 1. And bring those hands down to the side. Remember, this time we're pressing left shoulder down into the ground and right hand is lifting up. Ready to lift? 3, 2, 1. Right hand up, left hand down, left foot up. Keep lifting high as you can. 2, 1. Perfect. You stay lying down. This time we're going to lie on the left hand side. So I'm going to flip around so you can see. And we're going to repeat exactly that same process. So left shoulder, left arm reaches out, tuck right up. The more you tuck, the more intense this becomes. Reach out with the right hand, reach as far as you can. Begin drawing that circle nice and slow. Feel it out. Feel if you feel you hit any restrictions. Take a pause, take a breath. All the way around, 3 of these. Really feel it out. If you want to, you can spend more time here and you can pause. Keep drawing those circles. All the way around, reach far over that right hand. Last one here, take your time. Make sure those knees stay connected. And then we're going to return to, you'll stay lying face down on the ground. I'm going to flip around. And then from this position, lying face down, place hands underneath your shoulders. We're then going to exhale. So think about breathing or pressing, exhaling your way up. You're going to press up with the hands. Keep exhale. Take a nice breath in. As we breathe in, we're going to lower back down. This is a McKenzie push up. So we're just going to do 3 or 4 of these. So exhale, press up, inhale, go back down. Take a breath at the bottom if you want to. The key here is thinking about keeping the hips in connection with the ground. So again, exhale up, extend the arms as far as you can keep that hip connection. And then inhale. I'm going to do 1 more, 2 more actually. Exhale, going back up. Inhale. Last one. From here, let's roll over. Spent a lot of time lying down on the ground, not much of a workout, but it's good, it's relaxing. So you're gonna lie down, that's when you come up, we're gonna give the legs a hug. So give it a nice hug, get your arms wrapped around there, let the knees drop to the side if you want to. Just gonna sit here, breathe for a second. Just kind of pull in the knees tight but comfortable. Let the spine soften into the ground. Going to do 3 or 4 breaths in this position, so feel yourself breathing diaphragmatically. So as you inhale, you should feel your stomach expand expanding into the thighs. Couple more nice deep breaths here. We've done a lot of extension, so we're going to give some flexion. So start rounding the spine a little bit of love. And to do that, we're going to do some halasana, which is a yoga position. So we're going to stay kind of lying down. I'm just going to shuffle down a little bit further. Lie on the back. I'm going to bring those knees up even further. So I'm going to use my hands to push my hips over. Let my feet drop down on the ground. So I'm now going to be nice and on my shoulders. I'm going to try and clasp my hands behind my back. If you can't clasp your hands behind your back, just let them rest on the floor so they give you some assistance. And from here, I'm going to keep the head tucked. I'm going to push the hips over to let the knees relax. Ultimately try and get the knees down to the floor, but if you can't, just use the toes to take a little bit of weight and just feel that stretch through the upper back, through the neck. I'm just going to breathe here for a second. If this is too much for you, then just come out of this position. Go back to the original position we're just doing, the leg tuck. Just hold there, do some breathing. So another breath here. And we're going to come down slightly. We're going to try and keep legs mostly straight, supporting ourselves with our hands placed on the floor. We're just going to try and now rotate round the legs to one side. Again, you can bend the knees if you'd rather. Kind of like the same circles we were doing with the feet, the hands beforehand, but we're just doing these twists in this pike position. So we're just going to rotate round. We'll keep walking the feet from side to side, hand to hand. We're going to do 5 per side. So it's a couple. So 1 more per side. Try and touch hand to foot. And then now we're just going to roll back down. And we're going to finish up with one last position, which is conveniently why my bolster fell over. We're going to place it down on the mat. Hopefully yours is a little bit less filled with chalk than mine is. And this right now, you can do this with yoga blocks as well. This is going to depend on you, where you personally feel good. But I'm going to like to play this horizontally across the back. You can also place this vertically if you want. And then in this vertical position, we let gravity just pull kind of like both sides of the body over that position. This also works well on the foam roller. I personally prefer to do this one horizontally, but pick and choose whatever you prefer. Maybe give one a go one time, one a go the next time. We're going to shuffle down. I like to get this one right on the edge, the bottom of my shoulder blade. So I should be able to kind of comfortably now rest my head on the floor, so I'm not having to strain to keep my head up. I'm then just going to let my arms relax. So again, this one you can kind of play with what feels good. I think overhead, slightly bent arms is what I personally prefer. And then we're going to bring the feet into a butterfly position. Again, a comfortable one. We're going to let gravity just pull the legs to one side. And I'm just going to sit here. We're just going to breathe in this extended position, opening the chest up. So as we breathe, we should feel the rib cage expand, open up. And as we exhale, we should feel it contract. But all we're looking for here is to feel our body basically sink with gravity. So our hands are going to soften, our arms are going to soften into the ground. Our spine is going to soften around the bolster, around the yoga blocks, whatever the cushions that is propping up the back. And then we're going to feel our legs drift to the side, sinking deeper down towards the floor. I'm going to hold this one for about 60 seconds in total. I'm going to say we've already done 15 seconds as a generous way to let you get set up first. This is one of those positions that just feels
Feels great if you've been sat at a desk or something all day, you've been sat down all day, just getting into this, like just breathing in this position can be some instant relief. So I'm just going to shut up now and let you focus on your breathing. All right, that's been about a minute, but feel free to stay there longer if you want to. I'm just going to wrap this video up. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this particular follow along. This is a little bit more of a passive, flowy, breathing sort of drill. There's many different ways we can develop spinal flexibility outside of this, such as working on the bridge, hanging, multiple ways. This is just kind of a nice, relaxing, chilled out sort of session. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that thumbs up button and help support the channel. Right next to it is that subscribe button. If you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe, don't miss any more future videos, future follow-alongs, all of that stretching goodness. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you can always choose the programs that are available through my app Tribe. But apart from that, I hope you feel very zoned out, very peaceful, and have a strong week. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.